So now it's our turn. Now it's our turn because our little ones are now watching what our mom and dad are going to do now. Are they going to go through? George Keith, the Scottish missionary, he wrote a beautiful...
Now, because I won't attest, that means by November the 26th, I and many of my brothers and sisters, my colleagues, are going to be sent home, leave without pay, with no opportunity for benefits, no opportunity for unemployment. Just go home, sit home and rot.
It'll hurt financially for sure. You know, I've built myself a pretty good life up until this point.
Every single person who is standing up, whoever you are, wherever you are, however small or afraid or alone you feel, is making a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's an incredible amount of pressure, both in the public, as everybody knows, but also within professional and academic disciplines. Nobody wants to go against the grain. Nobody wants to go against the narrative.
Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. Well, folks, I'm at Nathan Phillips Square. And, well, there's a demonstration here. It's basically against the vaccine passports. Emergency services personnel and the police have invited Pastor Hildebrandt of the Church of God in Elmer, Ontario, and they're having a church service currently, and then they're going to have various speakers talk to this crowd, including, Dr. Julie Pinesse. As you know, Dr. Pinesse was turfed from Western University for refusing to get the jab, and she was at one of our recent Rebel events, brought the house down with a standing ovation, and one of the quotes she passed along, it was from a nurse, and I think it really, demonstrates the insanity of the days we're in, and it's simply this.
Why, as a nurse recently asked, do the protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use the protection that did not protect the protected in the first place?
I couldn't have said it better when it comes to the inanity and the insanity of vaccine passports. So we're going to talk to some of the people, hopefully talk to some of the speakers and see what the next steps are going ahead as thousands and thousands of Canadians fight back against the vaccine passport.
As Terry was talking about, as Aaron was talking about, police on guard, I am one of many lions that are standing, and there are many more that are waking up.
What are you hoping to accomplish here today, Stacey?
To bring awareness to what the police have been doing and that they are representing us. They want to show the world that they aren't going to be turned into attack dogs.
This is actually headed up by the first responders in Toronto, EMS, fire and police, active duty. These are individuals that are at the risk of losing their jobs in the next month or two as we see the vaccine passports becoming mandatory by these organizations. And they've invited many people. They call it the Truth Rally.
Well, folks, I'm with Corporal Bulford. He is with the RCMP. And unfortunately, he is about to be put on leave later this month. What's the story?
Well, I've refused to comply with the federal government's vaccine policy that was announced on October 6th officially, and I refused to fill out the attestation. I was open and honest. I said I'm not going to do that. We already have a process in place with our own internal mechanism for our own health services to have access to my private medical information, and I was unwilling to register my private medical information with another government registry, and they have no business collecting that information, in my opinion.
What's going to happen to you, and when's the deadline for you being told that you are persona non grata?
Well, there's the first deadline is November the 12th. So Canada Post is forcing us to disclose. Every employee has to disclose. They have to attest to their status. I refuse to attest. I will not attest. It's my private business. I won't attest. Now, because I won't attest, that means by November the 26th, I and many of my brothers and sisters, my colleagues, are going to be sent home, leave without pay, with no opportunity for benefits, no opportunity for unemployment. Just go home, sit home and rot.
At what point will you stand up and say, I am Canadian and this is wrong?
I'm with Dr. Julie Paness, and we all know the Dr. Paness story. She was terminated with cause from a college affiliated with Western University. And, you know, Dr. Paness, one thing I want to focus on is the fallout. And I noticed when I looked at the media coverage, and there's a particular story in the Star that stands out. They went and found another ethics professor in the United States who said that he would fail you if you were in his ethics course. What do you make sense of this in terms of the media and even other ethics professors being on the side of government when it comes to this particular ethical issue?
You know what's interesting is when you've gone through grad school and you've been in academia for a while, one thing that's always very clear is that you can never get academics to agree about anything. So the fact that we're having so much agreement, supposedly, so much consistency, especially from ethics professors, there is no other bioethicist in Canada right now that I know of who is
So sorry, folks. We can't continue to show you the rest of the interview on YouTube. If you can, please take the off-ramp from YouTube, go to Rumble, go to SuperU, go to Odyssey, and of course, go to rebelnews.com and see the rest of the interview uncensored. Folks, can you imagine what's happened to our once great Dominion? Mandatory vaccine passports, get the jabs or lose your jobs, and not even get employment insurance. We think that's wrong. We're fighting back in the court and amassing signatures on a petition. Please go to fightvaccinepassports.com. That's fightvaccinepassports.com. Sign the petition, and if you're in a position where you can give a contribution, please do so.